this is Taz and welcome to my channel. This is going to be a very special video as I'm going to share with you guys the recipe for making one of my favorite pastries while growing up. So it's going to be butter bun. It's basically a sweet bun with butter and sugar frosting in it. It's available at most of the bakeries in South India. In fact, this is one of the favorite pastries of most South Indians. I would say this is a very nostalgic pastry. So when I think about butter bun, a lot of warm memories flashes through my mind. So when I was a kid and a teenager, there were times when I used to enjoy butter bun almost every day. So there was a bakery close to my house and I used to go there every evening and I used to enjoy butter bun. Unfortunately, in Canada, butter buns are not available. I have not seen them in any of the bakeries, not even in Indian stores. So over here, if I have to enjoy butter buns, I have to make this in my kitchen. And trust me guys, it's not that hard to make homemade butter buns that taste like bakery style butter buns that's available in South India. The taste of butter buns are very similar to donuts. But I would definitely prefer butter buns to donuts. They are melt into the mouth and it has a very soft inside. Butter buns are deep fried in oil till they turn golden brown in color, and it has a crispy outside and the inside will be very soft. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to make deep fried butter buns and baked butter buns. But I have to tell you guys, deep fried butter buns taste really delicious compared to the baked buns. But baked ones are definitely healthier. So if you don't want to deep fry the butter buns, do try the baked ones. First, let's make the dough for making the butter buns. So half of the dough I'll be deep frying and the other half I'll be baking. So guys, let's get started and let's make delicious and melt into the mouth butter buns. First, let's activate the yeast. So into a measuring cup, I'm adding 3/4 cup milk. I'm going to slightly warm the milk in the microwave for 30 seconds. To the warm milk, I'm adding 1 teaspoon yeast. So this is quick rise instant yeast. 1 teaspoon white sugar. So the sugar will help the yeast to multiply and it will speed up the process. So combine everything well and keep it aside for 5 minutes. So it's very important to have warm milk, sugar, yeast, and it has to be allowed to rest for 5 minutes. So that's when the yeast will be activated. For making the dough, into a bowl, I'm going to add 2 cups all-purpose flour, quarter teaspoon salt, 3 tablespoons white sugar. After 5 minutes, as you can see, yeast has started to form. That's the sign yeast has activated. So combine everything and I'm going to add the yeast and milk to the flour. So give it a good mix and using your clean hand, combine it well. So as you can see, the dough is a bit sticky. So I'm adding 1/4 cup more flour. So in total, I have added 2/4 cups of all-purpose flour. In the beginning, the dough will be very sticky. As you keep kneading, it will turn soft. So knead it for 5 minutes. So keep kneading. That's when you will get a really soft and smooth dough. After 5 minutes of kneading, this is how the dough looks like. This is butter bun, so obviously we need to add butter. So I'm adding 3 tablespoons softened butter. So please ensure you're adding softened butter. So now knead it well along with the dough. So as you can see, it will be sticky, but as you keep kneading, it will turn smooth. So you have to knead it for 10 minutes. That's when you will get a really soft and smooth dough. So do not skip this step. You need to knead the dough for 10 minutes. And yes, it's a great workout for our arm. So keep kneading. So your workout for the day is done after you make butter buns. After 5 minutes of kneading, this is how the dough looks like. So I'm going to knead it further for 5 more minutes. So it has to be really soft. So keep kneading, guys. I know it's a bit work, but it's totally worth the effort. So it's been 10 minutes and look at the dough right now. It has turned really soft and the surface is very smooth right now. So this is what it looks like after 10 minutes of kneading. So next I'm going to apply 1 teaspoon oil. That's all you need, 1 teaspoon oil over the dough. So just spread it over the dough. Cover the bowl with a damp cloth and let the dough ferment for 2 hours. So this is a very important step. So keep it in a warm place and let it rest for 2 hours. That's when the dough will rise in size. It will double up in size. It's been 2 hours, so I'm going to uncover. So look at the beautiful dough. So it has increased in size. So the dough is really soft and smooth. Give a good punch to the dough. So this is how the texture of the dough should look like after 2 hours of fermentation. So next, let's make 7 balls out of it. So you'll be able to make 7 balls. So I have 7 dough balls here. So next I'm going to knead each balls in between the palm of my hands and make it really soft and round shape and place it on the plate. Place the dough balls on a large plate and leave enough space in between the dough balls. And so cover the balls with a damp cloth and allow it to rest for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, here are the dough balls. So the size of the dough balls have doubled up. So next, let's deep fry them in oil. Place a saucepan over medium heat and I'm adding enough oil for deep frying the dough balls. So we need to ensure the heat is at medium. Do not increase the heat too high. So let the oil turn hot. I'm using a slotted spoon and I have dipped the spoon in oil so it has greased well. So next I'm going to place the dough ball onto the slotted spoon and then drop it into the oil. So this way it wouldn't stick to the spoon and it will be easier to drop it in the oil. Alright, so let the bottom side turn light golden and then we have to flip it over. So this dough ball will turn or change the color very fast. So make sure the heat is at medium. Do not increase the heat too high. It will burn and keep flipping it over till both the sides have turned golden brown in color. So I'm going to flip it to the other side. As you can see, the bottom side, it has turned golden in color. So both the sides have turned light golden brown in color. So this is perfect. It has fried well. So take this out of the oil. I'm going to place it on a plate lined with paper towel, so the paper towel will absorb any excess oil. Three of the dough balls I'm going to bake it. So let's preheat the oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 degrees Celsius. Line a baking sheet with parchment paper, and I'm slightly greasing the parchment paper with non-stick cooking spray. Place the dough balls on the parchment paper and make sure there are no cracks on the surface. For doing egg wash, I'm cracking an egg into a bowl and beat the eggs well using a fork. Using a pastry brush, I'm going to brush the beaten egg over the dough balls. So when we do the egg wash, when we bake these dough balls, it will have a nice and beautiful golden color. If you don't do the egg wash, it wouldn't have that golden color. Place the baking tray in the preheated oven. So I'm placing on the lower rack and close the oven. So bake for 20 minutes. So set the timer so you don't forget. So I have allowed the deep fried butter buns to cool down. So now let's make the frosting. Into a bowl, I'm adding 4 tablespoons unsalted butter. So this is softened butter, and using a whisk, cream the butter really well. To the creamed butter, adding half cup powdered sugar, or you can also add icing sugar. 1 tablespoon milk. So give everything a mix using the whisk. I switched to a fork, so it's easier to combine the frosting using a fork rather than a whisk. So it should be a thick and smooth frosting, so combine it really well. I've only added 1 tablespoon of milk. Do not add more milk, it will turn really watery. So it should be a really thick frosting. If it is watery, you can add more powdered sugar. Alright, so the frosting is ready here. Perfect. So next let's fill the frosting into the butter buns. Here are the deep fried butter buns, so they have cooled down really well. So next, using a knife, I'm going to make a slit. So I'm going to make an opening just to stuff the frosting into the bun. Alright, so this is pretty good, and look at the inside, it's very soft. It has cooked really well. So next I'm going to spread 1 tablespoon frosting inside the butter bun. So 1 tablespoon will suffice. Alright, so spread it well. Perfect. So the butter buns have to be really cooled down, otherwise the frosting will melt. Here are the butter buns with buttercream frosting. It's been 20 minutes. Butter buns have baked really well. So look at the outside, it has turned golden in color. So I'm going to take it out of the oven. So keep it aside, let it cool down completely for like 15 minutes. Here are the deep fried butter buns and baked butter buns. Next, I'm going to spread the frosting into the baked butter buns. So I'm making a slit just enough to spread the frosting. So look at the inside, it has turned very soft. So even the baked butter buns are really good. So next I'm going to spread the frosting into the baked butter buns. Here are the delicious and melt into the mouth butter buns. So I've tried both deep fried version and a baked version. So definitely deep fried butter buns taste really delicious, but the baked butter buns are much healthier. So if you don't want to deep fry the butter buns, try the baked version. But don't forget to fill the buns with the frosting. That's when it will taste really delicious. I danced with joy when these butter buns turned out great. It was truly nostalgic. So guys, do give this recipe a try. Please follow the recipe and do not alter the measurements of the flour and the other ingredients. And we need to ensure the dough is really soft. So knead it well for at least 10 minutes. That's when you get the soft dough. That's when the butter buns will turn soft inside and it will have a crispy outside. So guys, do give this recipe a try and let me know your feedback. So if you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll be back with more cooking videos. Until then, happy cooking, take care and bye.